Modern Storage Unpacked. Let's go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Modern Storage Unpacked, and also it is Christmas Eve.
Yes,
I'm
Merry
so excited.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we're really excited. Honestly, Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. I feel like most people can kind of agree. But we wanted to kind of go into, obviously, a little bit more of like a Christmassy type podcast, but we're going to be talking about the ghost of Christmas clutter past. But we're also going to be going kind of looking through the clutter in the lens of past, present, and future to kind of help you store smart, store for today and the future, and kind of learning to let go of some things in the past to make room for it all.
If your storage looks like a wrapper paper avalanche, this one is for you.
Don't forget to subscribe so you guys don't miss out a future episode going into 2026. That's crazy to say.
Yeah, honestly, yes, it is.
Wow.
Crazy.
Man, and kind of this was a crazy year. I mean, I feel like every year you always say it flies by, but I feel like they've been flying by a lot faster recently.
Yeah, once you get closer to your 30s, they start going by.
Love to know that. Okay, well, we're going to be speeding through life and this podcast. So let's get into the ghost of Christmas clutter past. The stuff that you've been holding on to for either no reason or you may have a reason, but it's not good enough.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense. Something that can kind of help with this, we're going to give a rule, and this rule is called the rule of rediscovery. I want to ask you a question. So maybe you do this in your adulthood, but I know I've for sure experienced this like childhood and things. If you were ever kind of cleaning your room and you found something that you haven't seen it like in a long time and you just get so distracted, you actually don't even finish cleaning your room because you're like, oh my gosh, either nostalgic lane or something like that. Has that happened to you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely. Big
So
time.
this kind of ties into that a little bit, the rule of rediscovery. If you find a Christmas item that you forgot you owned, you probably either don't need it or it could be regifted.
Yeah, honestly, that does make sense. I think about a lot of Christmas decor that maybe it was like really trendy like a few years ago and I bought it. Now I find it and I'm like, do I really want to hang it back up this year? It's kind of,
Maybe it doesn't match what you have going on now.
Yeah, and definitely makes you kind of question it if you should keep it or not. And I mean, those questions kind of help, especially over the years, especially as you maybe grow your own like personal style and collection.
If you don't find it and get really excited and it's like, I have the perfect place for it. Like if you're like kind of like asking those questions to yourself, then you've already answered that in my opinion. So that is going to be that first rule.
The second one that would be really good is literally what I just said was the decorations by era hack, labeling each bin by decade. So maybe you have like your decorations before you got kids, maybe your first house, or maybe the, white and silver Christmas decorations only. So, once a new bin fills up, maybe you retire that old era. I think something that really helped me moving into my first apartment was getting those hand-me-down decorations.
Because buying everything at once when you're first kind of getting into adulthood,
expensive.
all these bills and things like that, like, yes, anything you can get can help.
And so if you do have maybe, some old trees that still work, some really great ornaments, again, if you're changing up your style to be multicolored and you previously only have silver and white, maybe you can find someone who's just moving into their very first apartment and
needs a Christmas tree.
Yeah, needs a Christmas tree. Because all that stuff is really expensive. And I mean, heck, I think of all of my Christmas decorations, I'm sure there's plenty I could
kind of spare along the way.
Spare for sure.
Absolutely. I love that. Another trick that I have too, it's called the photo memory trick. So hear me out. Instead of keeping like an old worn out photo, like photo albums and things like that, for nostalgia, you can snap a picture, scan it in to a folder in your computer, OneDrive, iCloud, things like that, and have a digital file of it instead of the hard copy.
Yeah.
For one, I recommend you doing that anyways. Like, for one, you always have that as a backup versus like house caught on fire, anything happened, tornado, and you don't have a digital copy of that, you lose that forever anyways. It's kind of cool to have like a, something to hold for nostalgia,
Yeah.
but to have that as like a backup, option anyways, I feel like it's a good little trick. So.
Yeah. And I mean, everything is so digitized today. Sometimes what I do whenever I'm finding old photo albums, I'll actually pull out my phone and take a photo of the photo. So then that way I just have a record
Have
of
it
it.
all.
Yeah, just saved. So then that way, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you're talking to someone and you can't pull out the 6 photo albums that you had as a
Yeah,
kid.
let me grab this binder out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually just kind of going through this the other day, and I found like my son's like first Christmas, like, and he was like, sitting on Santa's lap. It was like the photo you take at the mall,
Yeah.
right? And it's not a digital one. They give you like
Yeah.
the printouts, and at that age, Santa's a little scary looking. You're not really understanding, and so he's just crying, and it's like something I will never not get rid of.
Yeah.
But I had to. I was like, man, if anything happens, I want to keep this. So retire that, have it digital now.
Yeah, exactly. Some more kind of like tips, just like thinking about all of your past stuff. You've got like guilt-free giveaways. There's a lot of, especially during the holidays, you go to a lot of white elephants. Maybe you go to your company Christmas party. And maybe you're stuck coming home with something that maybe wasn't something that you really want.
Yeah.
Listen, these company holiday parties can be a little scary sometimes.
You're right.
But I mean, with that, definitely look at hosting like just your own little mini like holiday decor swap, or even like doing, some like gift exchanges, especially if, you and your group of friends are trying to really like save money this year.
Regifting.
Like ask some friends like, hey, are there some things that, we can regift?
Yeah.
I've got tons of mugs that I could totally regift and put together a cute little mug with some hot chocolate, some marshmallows, wrap that up, and that would be such a cute gift that's regifted. It's not going to a landfill.
So let's go into like the present. What are we currently using, and how we can keep it manageable, especially as we're getting ready to start receiving some new things.
Something that can kind of help is like your decorate in zones. So only pull out one category at a time. I definitely do this, start in one room, work your way over to another room as you slowly like pull out stuff, versus like, turning your whole entire home into like boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff as you're slowly decorating.
That sounds like a great idea in something I have not done yet. Because I'm usually, everything is like all together in bins, and I have to pull out everything to know like where goes what. And so absolutely, whenever it's time to kind of pack up, obviously everyone, it's Christmas Eve, y'all got your stuff out already. So when it comes time to packing things up, maybe plan ahead a little bit and put them in certain boxes, bedroom, this, save yourself next year.
Yeah, especially for like your outside decor versus inside decor, keeping that stuff separated, and especially like bedroom stuff. There's a lot of things that I only put specifically in bedrooms versus like in the main living room.
There's also this system, it's called the 3-box system. It's pretty much whenever you're putting up decorations and you have boxes labeled, use this year, maybe next year, retire, whenever you're packing things up. That's like, so if you know for sure you're going to be using these next year, like, yes, that goes in that box. And then the other box is like, maybe next year, not quite sure. That can be kind of like maybe some extras, or like, well, let's reevaluate. Yeah. And then as as you're putting things up, you're like, man, like this really didn't go with any of my stuff. Like I'm ready to cut. Instead of putting it all back together for you to re-go through next year and kind of go through the same cycle, go ahead and put it into like this retire box and, take it to like a Goodwill or a thrift store. I'm sure someone will appreciate what you are no longer.
Another thing too is the extension cord audit. My gosh, we go through purchasing extension cords, I think at least once a year for all of the holiday stuff, because we just have a whole sack of them. Yeah, just need to go through them all and figure out which ones are, actually working. Which
the size, the longevity of it,
Yes, and some of them have multi prongs, so you can put in have multiple plugins at the same time versus like one. So definitely, put those in, like keep an audit of those. Have a label of ones for just cords, your remotes, some that are connected to timers.
So, going into the Ghost of Christmas future. We're storing smart now, so next year is easier. That's the goal. That's the
Yeah.
goal. We're prepping. Transparent storage forecasting. So using clear bins, but wrap them with different colored ribbons. That could be a cute way, like red for indoor, green for outdoor, silver for fragile, easy to identify the season. So we call that transparent storage forecasting.
I do like that. And again, I'm a big believer in doing like colored totes. So
Yeah.
if you want to match the season, red and green, but clear ones are always a good way to go.
Yeah, because you can see what's
exactly
in it. Yeah, let's say like you're packing up and you're just stressed and you start putting things in different areas. Like you can actually see what is in there.
Does help. And along with that, you can do a digital inventory hack. So just like how we had talked about, having pictures to maybe even put on your totes, you can actually have just a digital inventory that maybe you keep on a shared Google Drive, label it, storage tracker. So then that way you know exactly what you own before you shop next year. Because I do feel like I tend to do this sometimes. Maybe I double purchase things that maybe I've already got. Like I've already got plenty of garland. I don't need more garland. Yeah. And so having that easy digital, folder, you can pull that up on your phone while you're shopping. And see, I do have this. I have, three working multicolored lights. I have 4 white lights.
Yeah.
So, I'm
and as
covered.
you're packing things like away, let's say like you're like, okay, this is kind of broken. I'll get a new one next year. Like put it in that hat, like need to get this.
Yes.
And when those sales hit,
exactly.
That's when you go get them. And
this is the time as you're putting things up, or maybe as you've put things up for the whole month of December, you're realizing I really need this to be upgraded.
Yeah.
You add it to the list.
I don't know. I guess we'll see this year for Christmas, but I feel like this year for like other holidays, there wasn't like Halloween, for instance. I'm always excited, like, the day after getting all the sales. They put that up so fast.
They did.
They went straight into like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm like, wait, where's the sales? Where's the candy? Are they keeping it for next year?
Yeah, honestly, when you're watching this episode, I do feel like a lot of people have already started their sales starting in December, just because as like a retail store, you're already thinking about like spring, even Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day. So they're already getting that inventory in. So I would not be surprised if you have already found really good deals.
Right. So I was mentioning, I feel like I feel like nowadays things are like kind of being pushed over to the next season so fast, and they're not really holding on to the sales. They, if anything, they might just be holding it on to resell next year.
Yeah. Yeah. So you never know. We'll have to kind of see how the end of Christmas looks and what sales are left.
What's going on? Yeah, absolutely. Also, definitely rotating some off-season items, like store your holiday bins at the bottom of your unit now, so you can do like a rotation. Next step would be Valentine's Day, things like that. So kind of having that rotation whenever you're putting up your holiday decorations, kind of like go ahead and sticking those in the bottom and having like a good little system of rotating. So you're not like diving through and figuring out where everything is.
So I do feel like off of the rotation, just making sure that with those totes, making sure that you're labeling them, and you can label by like effort level if you wanted to. So you could mark a bin as like instant decor. So it's ready to display. All you got to do is just pull it out of the bin and just set it somewhere, versus maybe like assembly required, or maybe like something that needs a little bit of like TLC. Maybe it does have to be cleaned a little bit. Maybe it needs new batteries. So you could label it based off of that. Again,
the effort label. I love that.
So then that way you can just, maybe you're in a real big hurry and you just want to put the instant ones up.
Right. I was going to say, like, have you ever got really excited, started doing things, and then you got to something that like requires some effort and you're like, lost interest. Go on to something else.
It's like a decorating or rearranging your room at like 3 a.m. And after you rearranged everything, you're like, I have to actually put it all back.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, we're going to play a little fun game called Keep It or Kick It. So pretty much we're going to be reading out random Christmas items, some real, some might be ridiculous, I don't know. And we have to decide, keep it, like you can store it, or kick it, declutter it. I'll let you start.
I'll ask you first. Okay. So what about a glitter covered pine cone from your kids' preschool craft?
Keep it 100%. Okay.
How
There's a
long
lot
though?
of things that I don't keep, like, all the little drawings every single day, the 5
Yeah.
papers I get home in his school backpack, but those little arts and crafts, and especially, like, the ornaments that you hang up, like, my mom still has a memory tree in her kitchen every year, and it's, like, all of our little crafts that we
Yeah.
created, and it's cool to, like, go back and see that, and I want my son to have that too.
Yeah.
Because 'cause I'm really bad at just, like, throwing things away, like,
Yeah.
we don't need it anymore.
So are you gonna try to keep it for as long as possible?
Yeah, I mean, we're 7 years in, so I'm not in any hurry. I definitely want I mean, I'm not gonna have, like, a million boxes of all of his
Yeah.
little stuff here and there, but, any, like, little crafts and stuff, I definitely need
Mhm.
those.
So the glittered covered pine cone, you're gonna find a spot for it.
I might put a little bit Mod Podge on it so the glitter doesn't go everywhere, but
Yeah.
yeah, I might even, like, put some string and make it into an ornament. What about the Christmas sweater with blinking lights?
Ooh. So there'd be a part of me that would want to keep it because it's like a ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to wear it because I don't know if you guys have seen the pricing of ugly Christmas sweaters. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So I'd be tempted to keep it, but I would also be perfectly fine with kicking it out.
Like, you're using it maybe once a year,
Yeah,
and at that
only
point,
once a
are you gonna
year.
be wearing that next year?
I mean,
Like, yeah, I agree.
okay, what about a box of tangled lights that's probably like half working?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? We're kicking that. Like, that there's nothing that drives me more nuts
Yeah.
than lights that, like, aren't fully working or you can't figure out which bulb it is. Like, honestly, I'm never gonna sit there and try to figure that out. I'm gonna go buy another pair. Okay, what about a 7-foot inflatable Santa with a slow air leak?
I mean, I'll probably kick it. If it's a slow air leak, Santa's gonna look real sad.
Slow. Duct tape it. Those things are expensive. Those inflatables and, like, the
Yeah.
decorations are pretty expensive.
I don't know. I guess when you put it that way, it would depend on where the leak's at.
Okay.
If it's an easy tape over,
It's
it's
in
not
his
gonna
beard.
yeah, if it's noticeable, then yeah, I'm gonna kick it. Okay, what about a wrapping paper scraps from last year? But they're just too cute to throw away.
Yeah, that's me. I'm keeping it because listen, I mean, you never know like what size of box you're
Mhm.
wrapping. I keep all of my scraps. Or if like I do like if I wrap something and I'm a little bit off and there's like a little piece of it showing, I will like tape it with an extra and it might look off. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I'm
do
keeping
that.
it.
I'm a Frankenstein with my wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper's kind of expensive too.
Yeah, so I'll just like make it work. I don't care
There's
if
a little
it's
patchwork.
yeah,
you know.
5 different pieces of wrapping paper. At least it's wrapped.
Well, the ghosts have officially spoken, and it's time to let go of that tangled tinsel and mistletoe from 2012.
Yeah,
So,
we're letting that go. And maybe why don't you invest in a few good bins instead of letting your storage unit maybe look like Santa's exploded workshop.
absolutely. Well, we hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. See y'all next time on Modern Storage Unpacked.
That's a wrap for this episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.